Canadians will get it and Americans and everyone else won't. But Canadian Tire is the retail darling of our nation. There's a reason we call it crappy tire, and not because it's crappy, but because it is a term of endearment. Doesn't make any sense, but that's just how we are. What I've got here is a fall and winter catalog from 1941 into 1942. It is the Canadian Tire Corporation catalog. These things are few and far between. They're getting very, very difficult to find, especially these wartime catalogs. This one is in particularly good shape. Now, I say good shape because it does have damage. This thing is 85 years old. So it has definitely seen some use. Some pieces missing off the corners here. But like I said, for something that is so old and not really kept in like sealed packaging or anything like that, it's just kind of been like a stack of books for the last 80 years. I think it's held up pretty well. I think these things were only meant to last a season. Canadian Tire, I don't think expected people to collect or keep these, and realistically, not many people did, especially around this time. On the front here, we've got our mascot gentleman here. If you look at other Canadian Tire catalogs from that time, it was interesting because I'll put up a few images, but it was like because it was World War II, it looked like one of his sons entered into service. So it looks like he's got his uniform on here. And then the other son, now you only see a tiny little bit, but it's just like a green sweater or shirt. So he's not in uniform. And if you look on the other catalogs, it's the same. You see one son is in uniform and the other is not. So maybe one was a little bit older or something and he went off to war or something and he did not. And then actually in follow-up catalogs, you see that they're both in some form of uniform, and then it's like they become like cops or something like that after the war. It just continues. So with this father and his two sons. This image here, we got him looking at, I think it's a thing of Moto Master antifreeze. He's gonna top up the old car here. And a bear is like looking on like, yeah, that's the good stuff. And he's like, oh, okay. And then this son's like, maybe you shouldn't be so close to the bear. This son's super freaked out. He's like, that's a freaking bear over your shoulder. But look, he's just like, yeah, I agree. That's the antifreeze you want. I don't know why that's what the bear talks like, but that's what he talks like. Now we're gonna just flip through a few things here because this is a significant catalog. But I just thought it'd be cool to take a peek back into the early 1940s wartime Canada and see what kind of stuff they got. If there's anything specific that you see that stands out that you're like, oh, that's cool, and you didn't mention it, I'd love for you to comment it. And while you're at it, follow this channel because I've got a ton of old stuff that I'd love to just go over and take a look at. Also on here, I just noticed this. I didn't notice this before. We've got this Canada stamp. We've got the half of the king's face here. But that's kind of cool to see that half of that stamp on there. I don't know if that stamp's worth anything. Obviously, it's just half of one. But there's a wartime stamp on there. That's really cool. All right, so we've got some super oil. We got some Moto Master oil, new gold. Right off the bat, some really cool images. List of stuff. We're just gonna flip through here. Everything in the 40s is like, you can tell it inspired like Fallout. It all has that Fallout kind of look. Got some. Oh, there's that Moto Master antifreeze there. Now the interesting thing about this page is this is Mastercraft hockey supplies. Now they haven't done this in a long time, but it's really cool to see that Mastercraft branding on like sticks and skates, and I wonder if any of these still exist because that's actually super cool. All right, we've got Now, Canadian Tire, I know it's not known for its tires, but we've got our tires here. It's also interesting looking at old tread patterns. You got your inner tubes. Wild. It's interesting seeing windshield wiper stuff from the 40s because the adjustable speed windshield wipers weren't invented. There's a movie, I'll post an image of it because I can't remember what it's called, but there's a movie made about it, but the adjustable, like variable speed wipers, automatic wipers, weren't invented until after this time. So this was just like, it was like slow or fast, and that's it. You're getting rid of the water barely or a lot. You could afford, in the 40s, you could afford that home on a single income, and that is single income being delivering mail or something. I don't know. Look at the shape of these car tops. Now, those would be for old cars at the time because this is into the 40s. So this would be for people that need to replace their tops on their 10, 15-year-old cars at the time. Yes. Okay. At the time, these were used to help people turn a steering wheel. Steering wheel spinners. That is hilarious. You put this on your steering wheel, and then it would you'd like spin, woo, and it could help you turn that wheel easier because you wouldn't have had power steering. We're moving. Seat covers, yes. Seat belts were not even on the radar. You basically just hopped in your car, sat on a couch, and went 100 and hope for the best. Got hubcaps, hood ornaments. Now this is cool. Look at these very specific hood ornaments. Cars at the time, the brands came with a lot of these hood ornaments, but it's really interesting seeing custom Canadian Tire ornaments. You got the Greyhound, the Speed Lady, Huntress. Oh, here's the different brand ones. Ford, Chevy, Plymouth Dodge. Cool. If you see something, if I go buy something and you're like, that's cool, mention it. Be like, I haven't seen that in forever, or I know what that is and you didn't mention it. I'm just flipping through. We got some batteries here. Canadian Tire branded. And that's the old Canadian Tire logo. Canadian Tire branded batteries. Even in the 1940s, even though Canadian Tire was obviously more automotive focused at the time, they still kind of did everything. Not to the degree we do now, but like they even had that sports section that was there earlier. They got different lights, tail lights, replacement lamps. These old car drawings. That's super awesome. Valves, pump repair kit. Ooh, Venetian blinds. Nice. You could install some Venetian blinds in the back window. Fancy. Machine shop services. Let's see what this says. Every proven specialized piece of machinery that is known to the automotive repair industry is installed in our modern plant. By employing only skilled workmen and supplying them with the very best tools and equipment to work with, we're satisfied that our complete jobs are far above the average. Next time, let us prove to you that we can do better work at no greater cost, often less. Piston sleeve fitting, valve refacing and reseating, piston grinding. That's so cool. Light bulbs, lamps, electrical accessories, pump type extinguisher. Cool. Guns. Okay, hold on. We got the famous since 1870 Marlin rifles. You got 22 calibers. That's $10, $16. Sweet. It's a pretty good deal. Oh, we've got some Sheffield Cuttas. Got some penknife, jackknife. Oh, extra safety. Kitty carriers for cars. Throw your kid in a basket for only $2.59. Safety chair. Ooh, safety auto crib. That is hilariously awesome. Bicycle accessories, cool. So we've got basket, we've got lights, tail lights. There's all kinds of cool stuff. Seats, replacement seats, nice and springy. Smarten up your bike with these beautiful chrome accessories. So basically blinging your bike. Ah, cool. Bicycle repair parts, all kinds of stuff. Now we're talking 1940s bicycles here. So this is cool old stuff. Ooh, give him the bike he wants. Or her. Super Cycle. There we go. For boys and girls, men and women. So we got the lower side there. I think that would be like a woman's bike. You got the motorbike. No motor. Deluxe. Another deluxe. Juvenile. That's really cool. That's when Super Cycle was like, yeah. The old Super Cycle branding, Canadian Tire Corporation. Neat. Neato. I gotta say neat at least once. Oh, we got some radios. So cars at the time, no guarantee that it's got a radio in it. I think they were pretty rare at the time. So you could buy an aftermarket radio, put it in your car. $50 in 1940 for a radio. Like, that's a good chunk of change. Comes with a speaker, probably just one speaker that you just put on your dash or in the back or something like that. Got some antennas. It's basically like the 1940s. The way this is set up is basically just like those slate trucks now. We're just going back to the 1940s. Want a radio? Too bad. You gotta buy it separately. Actual, just normal radios, those are cool. Record player. Radio batteries, more power. Got some tools. Wrenches, things like that. We got some pliers, screwdrivers. Toolboxes. All these things are like super vintage now if you find these out in the wild. Noma Christmas lights. I actually saw some of these recently at an auction, still in their package. I didn't get them, but I kind of wanted to. Actually, I really wanted to, and then I missed it. I totally forgot about the auction, but it basically looked like that, and I wish I would have got them, because then I could have compared them to this ad here. This is neat. Oh, brake lining. All right, that's just about it. This has been actually more exciting. Oh, we got horns. Neat. I like this color picture too. This has been more exciting than I thought. I hadn't looked through this yet. I've had this for a while, and I never fully looked through it. So it's really cool to see all the things. If you saw some prices that stood out to you, yeah, feel free to comment. I'd love to talk about this stuff. So if anyone wants to talk about this, have you seen these? Do you have any of these? Have you come across them? This is the only one I have, but I think they're pretty valuable too, because there aren't very many. This is like 200 Canadian dollars just for this little thing. So that's that. Really cool. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you on the next one.